My name is Charlotte. I'm 29 years old. I'm typing this from my laptop while sitting across from a detective who's taking my statement. The fraud investigator next to him is going through printed bank statements with a highlighter. My ex-boyfriend just committed the dumbest crime of his life and documented it all for me. 3 days ago, got a text from Victor, 27, my ex of 2 months. Hey baby, just wanted you to know I maxed out all your credit cards. Every single one. Sue me if you want. I don't care. Consider it payment for wasting 2 years of my life. Kiss mark. My response, okay. His response, that's it. Okay. Charlotte, you're such a pushover. Thanks for the shopping spree, loser. Here's what Victor didn't know. I work in IT security for a financial firm. I know exactly how credit card fraud investigations work. I know what evidence prosecutors need. And I know that texting someone to brag about committing felony fraud is monumentally stupid. We dated for 2 years. Broke up 2 months ago when I caught him cheating with his CrossFit instructor. Cliché, I know. He moved out of my apartment immediately. Thought that was the end of it. During our relationship, he'd occasionally use my cards for groceries or gas when we were together. Had my card info saved in his phone for convenience. Never occurred to me to tell him to delete it after the breakup. My mistake. After his text, I immediately logged into my accounts. Chase Sapphire, $12,800 in charges. MX Gold, $9,600. Capital One, $7,200. Discover, $2,400. Total, $32,000 in 3 days. The purchases, designer bags, jewelry, electronics, furniture, airline tickets, hotel bookings. The man went absolutely nuclear. I called each card company, reported fraud. They asked if I knew who did it. Yes, my ex-boyfriend. I had written confession via text. Could practically hear them salivating. Open and shut case. But here's where it gets good. Victor, in his infinite wisdom, had everything shipped to his new apartment, used his real name for hotel bookings, posted Instagram stories wearing the stolen merchandise with captions like retail therapy, courtesy of my ex, face blowing a kiss. And when he thinks breaking up means you stop getting benefits, I screenshot everything, downloaded his posts, saved all metadata, then I called the police. The last week has been a masterclass in watching someone destroy their own life through sheer entitlement and stupidity. After filing the police report, Detective Morrison called me back within 2 days. Apparently, Victor made their job embarrassingly easy. He didn't just use my cards. He signed up for store credit cards using my SSN, which he had from when we applied for an apartment together. That elevated things from credit card fraud to identity theft, federal territory. Detective Morrison. In 20 years, I've never seen someone document their crimes this thoroughly. He basically prosecuted himself while the investigation ramped up. Victor was living his best life on social media. Some highlights. Some girls buy you flowers after a breakup. Others involuntarily buy you Chanel. Know your worth, gentlemen. That moment when your ex is too scared to do anything about you. Thriving money mouth face. Tag me in one. Thanks, at username for the investment in my happiness. His friends were hyping him up in comments. Yes, King. Get that back. She owed you anyway. Mad respect for the power move. Meanwhile, my credit card companies were conducting their own investigations. MX's fraud team was particularly thorough. They pulled security footage from stores, traced IP addresses for online purchases, documented shipping addresses. The investigator assigned to my case, Janet, called me. Janet, Charlotte, I need to confirm you did not authorize any of these purchases. Me, correct. He admitted via text to stealing my information and maxing out the cards. Janet, we see that. We also see he posted photos wearing items purchased with your card while stating you didn't consent. That's unique. Then Victor escalated, started getting texts from unknown numbers. Your ex says you financially abused him. Karma. Imagine being so petty, you report your man for shopping, LOL. Small D energy, FR. He'd rallied his friend group to harass me, whatever. I forwarded everything to Detective Morrison. Thursday came the knock on his door. Got a call from Victor at 10 p.m. from jail. Victor sobbing, "What did you do?" Me, "You asked me to sue you. I did you one better." Victor, "Charlotte, this is insane. They arrested me at work in front of everyone." Me, "You committed fraud in writing? What did you expect, Victor?" Victor, "I expected you to be a man about it, not run to the cops like I..." Me, "You literally told me to take legal action." Victor, "I was joking." Me, Jokes don't usually involve stealing $32,000. Victor, you're really going to ruin my life over shopping? Me, you ruined your own life. I just reported it. Victor, I hate you. My parents had to put up their house for bail. I need you to drop the charges now. Me, that's not how criminal charges work. The state presses charges, not me. Victor, then tell them you lied. Me, so commit another crime? Pass. Victor, I'll pay you back. Me, with what, my own money? He started screaming and crying. The guard told him time was up. The phone cut off. Victor's entitlement had reached levels I didn't think were possible. He really thought he could crime his way out of consequences for his actions. First, his bail was set at $50,000. His parents had to put up their house as collateral. His dad, Roberto, called me the day after he got out. Roberto, listen, Charlotte, I know my son did wrong, but this is excessive. Me, he stole $32,000 and committed identity theft. Roberto, he was hurt. You cheated on him. Me, what? No, he cheated on me with his trainer. I have the texts where he admitted it. Roberto, long pause. He said you cheated. Me, he lied, like he's lying about the fraud being a joke. Roberto, can we work something out? Me, man to man, your son committed multiple felonies against me. Teach him accountability. Roberto, you're really going to send him to prison? Me, he sent himself to prison the moment he typed that confession. Then came the social media smear campaign. Victor went full nuclear online, now with a persecution complex. When your abusive ex has you arrested for standing up for yourself, facing prison because I took back what was mine. This is what happens when you date a narcissist. Need lawyer recommendations. My ex is trying to destroy me for leaving him. His friends even started a GoFundMe. Help Victor fight his abuser. They raised $500. But here's the beautiful part. The prosecutor, AD Jennifer Hong, called me. Ada Hong, Charlotte, your ex is making our case even stronger. He's admitting to the crimes online while claiming they're justified. Me, he's not the brightest. Ada Hong, he also just violated his bail conditions by contacting you through third parties. We traced the harassing messages back to his friends who admitted he asked them to send them. 2 days later, Victor was back in jail. Bail revoked. His new jail call was shorter. Victor, you got my bail revoked. Me, you violated bail conditions. Victor, I didn't contact you. Me, your flying monkeys did at your request. This is your fault. Victor, I'm going to lose my job. Me, probably should have thought of that before committing fraud. Do you know what they're charging you with? 5 counts of identity theft, wire fraud, grand larceny. Victor, I could get 10 years. Me, yep. Victor, help me. Me, help yourself. Get a lawyer. Stop talking about the case online. Victor, you're such a... I hung up. His mom, Diane, then started calling daily. Sometimes multiple times. Diane, he's my baby. You're destroying his future. Me, he destroyed his own future over some shopping. You got your money back from the cards. Diane, he was planning to pay you back. Me, when? How? He texted me saying he didn't care. Diane, you know how young men are. All talk. Me, he's 27. He's a grown man who committed felonies. The credit card companies were also pressing charges, and they don't mess around. MX is pursuing him for the full amount plus damages. Chase is doing the same. These companies have better lawyers than he could ever afford. Through mutual friends, I found out Victor had done this before. His ex, Kendra, reached out. Kendra, Charlotte, I heard what happened. He did something similar to me, but only like $3,000. I just ate the cost. Me, well, he escalated to $32,000 with me. Kendra, I have texts where he bragged about it to me back then. Want them for your case? Me, send everything to Detective Morrison. Turns out Victor has a pattern. This wasn't a crime of passion. It was escalation of previous behavior. The preliminary hearing was yesterday. Victor showed up in a suit that was definitely from the fraud shopping spree. I recognized it from his Instagram posts. The prosecutor did too. His public defender looked exhausted before things even started. Apparently, Victor had been demanding they argue this was a civil matter between lovers, not criminal. The lawyer had to explain repeatedly that a written confession to fraud makes it extremely criminal. The prosecution presented his text confession, screenshots of his social media posts bragging about the fraud, security footage of him using my cards, the shipping records to his address, bank records showing the purchases, my phone records showing I was at work when purchases were made across town, and statements from 5 of his friends admitting he asked them to harass me. Kendra's text showing previous similar behavior was also submitted. Victor's defense. It was a joke taken out of context, and she gave me permission to use the cards when we dated. The judge, an older woman who looked like she'd seen everything, actually laughed. Judge Warner: Mr. Reeves, you texted her saying you maxed out her cards without permission and told her to sue you. How is that out of context? Victor: I was being sarcastic. Judge Warner: Sarcastic fraud is still fraud. Bail was set at $100,000 this time. His parents couldn't swing it. He's been in jail since. But the real entertainment came from his social media accounts, now run by his friend Brittany. Victor went full nuclear, claiming persecution. Injustice. Victor is being held as a political prisoner because he's a strong man. Political prisoner for credit card fraud. I can't. The system protects abusive women. Free Victor. If you've ever been victimized by a narcissist, please donate to his legal fund. The GoFundMe was now at $12,200. His legal fees would be around $50,000 minimum. Then came the calls from jail. He's allowed one free call a day. Guess who he calls? Not his parents, not his friends, me. Every single day. I stopped accepting them after day 3, but the voicemails are gold. You're probably happy I'm in here with these animals. I have to share a cell with a woman who killed someone. Are you happy? I got fired. My career is over. I hope you're satisfied. Brittany says you're dating someone new already. Of course you are. This was all to get rid of me, wasn't it? I'll forgive you if you just drop this now. But yesterday's voicemail was different. Crying. Broken. They're offering me a plea deal. 2 years in prison or risk trial and get 10. My lawyer says I should take it. This is real. This is actually happening. Please, I'm begging you. Tell them something. Anything. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry I took the money. I'm sorry about Jake, the trainer. I'm sorry for everything. Please don't let me go to prison. Please. For a split second, I felt a tiny bit bad. Then I remembered he cheated on me, stole $32,000, committed identity theft, tried to destroy my reputation, had his friends harass me, and never showed remorse until facing consequences. The AD called that morning. Ada Hong. He's taking the plea. 2 years, 3 years probation, full restitution to the credit card companies, and he has to register the conviction for any future financial employment. Me. So it's over. Ada Hong. Unless he's stupid enough to go to trial. Knowing Victor, 50-50 chance he rejects the plea, thinking he can convince a jury he was joking. He took it to trial. Against his lawyer's advice, against the prosecutor's warnings, against basic common sense. Victor rejected the plea deal and demanded a jury trial. His reasoning: no jury will convict a man for shopping with an ex's credit card. The trial lasted 3 days. It was the most surreal experience of my life. Victor somehow convinced his parents to hire a private attorney with their retirement savings. This lawyer, Martin Kellerman, was actually decent. His strategy: paint Victor as a young man scorned who made an impulsive mistake. Problem was, his client kept sabotaging him. During the prosecution's opening, Victor was making faces and shaking his head. Judge Warner twice. When I testified, he actually yelled out, "Liar!" when I explained finding the charges. The judge threatened contempt. The evidence was overwhelming. His confession text blown up on screen, Instagram posts where he literally thanked me for involuntarily buying him things, security footage of him using my cards while laughing on his phone, bank records showing purchases across 3 days, planned and deliberate, and his friend Brittany reluctantly testifying under subpoena that Victor had bragged about ruining me financially. But the nail in the coffin: Victor insisted on testifying against his lawyer's desperate advice. He took the stand. It was a disaster. Prosecutor: did you send this text saying you maxed out Ms. Charlotte's credit cards? Victor: yes, but... Prosecutor: did you have permission to use those cards? Victor: we dated for 2 years. She never minded before. Prosecutor: that wasn't my question. In April, when you made these purchases, did you have permission? Victor: she owed me. Prosecutor: for what? Victor: emotional damage, time wasted, pain, and suffering. Prosecutor: are you a court? Can you unilaterally decide compensation for emotional damage? Victor: I just took what was fair. Prosecutor: you took $32,000. You think that's fair for a breakup? Victor: she cheated on me. Sitting in the gallery, I could barely keep my composure. Judge Warner: Ms. Charlotte, please remain quiet. The jury deliberated for 2 hours. Guilty on all counts: 4 counts of identity theft, 3 counts of wire fraud, 2 counts of grand larceny, 1 count of harassment. Sentencing was 2 weeks later. The judge, same as the preliminary hearing, was not amused. Judge Warner, Mr. Reeves, you were offered a generous plea deal of 2 years. You rejected it, showed zero remorse, and committed perjury on the stand, claiming Ms. Charlotte cheated when evidence showed you were the unfaithful party. You've wasted this court's time and taxpayer money. I sentence you to 5 years in state prison, followed by 5 years probation. You will pay full restitution to all financial institutions involved. Victor fainted, actually fainted. His parents were sobbing. His mom screamed at me, "Are you happy? You destroyed him." Me, "Yeah, I'm happy. Not because he's going to prison, but because justice was served." Victor's mugshot was posted on the local news website. Someone, not me, found it and posted it in our alumni Facebook group with the caption, "Remember Victor from the class of 16? He's famous now." Faced with tears of joy, he became a meme in our social circle. People started using his mugshot as a reaction image for bad decisions. The best part? Last week, my buddy showed me Victor's friend Brittany's Tinder profile. She'd updated it with a photo of her and Victor at some club. Someone commented, "Is that the credit card fraud guy?" Brittany replied, "He was set up." My friend matched with him just to send the message, "Fraud is a choice, not a setup," then unmatched. As for me, the credit card companies reversed all charges. My credit took a temporary hit but recovered. I changed all my passwords, got a credit monitoring service, and learned a valuable lesson about who to trust with personal information. Victor reports to prison next month. He tried calling me one last time last week. I actually answered. Me, "Victor, I hope you're happy. I lost everything." Victor, "You threw everything away the moment you stole from me." Me, "It was just money." Victor, "It was a felony, multiple felonies." Me, "You could have just let it go." Victor, "You could have just not committed fraud." Me, "I'll never forgive you for this." Victor, "I'm not asking for forgiveness. You asked me to sue you. I just overachieved." Victor hung up. His story now serves as a warning in my company's security training. Anonymized, of course. This is why we never share financial information, even with partners. The moral of the story. When someone commits crimes against you and literally texts you a confession telling you to take legal action, believe them. Take that action. And never, ever underestimate the entitlement of someone who thinks consequences don't apply to them. Victor learned the hard way that they do.